Thank you for joining me today for Sunday Conversations, October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All month, our guests will be cancer survivors. Let's get informed through my guest experiences. Sit back, enjoy, and delight yourself with these conversations.
Every day in the United States, over 1,600 people die from cancer. This year alone, 1.8 million people will hear you have cancer for the first time. And today, almost 17 million people have been diagnosed with cancer at one point or another in their lifetime. Since the advent of modern medicine, the search for a cure has dominated research and development. We spend over $150 billion a year on cancer treatments in the United States, which is more than double the average American salary. Some 260 nonprofit organizations in the United States have dedicated themselves to cancer, more than the number established for heart disease, AIDS, Alzheimer's, and stroke combined. The person that we're going to be talking about in this video, from 1891 to 1936, had a higher success rate treating most cancers than we do today.
Estrogen feeds your cancer, you know? So they were like, you need to think about what it is that you're going to do when it comes to children, because I don't have any kids. Like, they're going to, so, you know, it was like they're going so fast with everything. And I'm like, listen, I'm not thinking about having no kids. I want to get this out of my body. Let's beat cancer. And then we'll talk about kids later, you know? So I went through my cancer. I had my diagnosed December 9th, 2015, vasectomy, January 28th, 2016. And I battled cancer that whole year. I had 18 chemo treatments, and mind you, when I got to 12 chemo treatments, they told me at first that was gonna be it. Okay. And then when I'm in there like, this is my last chemo treatment, they were like, no, you're gonna have 6 more. I'm like, that was the most heartbreaking thing ever. It was heartbreaking because I thought, but you know what? It ended up being that my last chemo treatment was actually the day before my birthday. So
awesome birthday gift.
Yes, that was one of the best birthday gifts, and I got to ring the bell and everything. And I battled, but then I immediately went into radiation, and I did not want to do radiation. Because I just did not, I felt like if you're giving me chemo is supposed to, you know, get the cancer that's all over my body. Then why do I have to have radiation, which only concentrates on the spot that they found the chemo in? So I went to get second opinions, and I tell people all the time, it's really important that you go get second opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not happy, you know, what your doctor is saying, a doctor is no different than a waitress. Okay. They're there to serve you. If your doctor is not talking your language or saying, then go get a second opinion. Okay. Now, I ain't saying that you got to go get a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion, because now you're just looking for somebody to tell you what you want to hear. But you might need someone, if your doctor is not saying it because doctors, like I said, they desensitize themselves. And they don't always, right? They go, because they're going from one room to the next. They don't realize that when they leaving out of your room, they leaving a broken person there. You know what I'm saying? And they have to, now I'm sitting here and I'm going to have to make life decisions. And now you going on to the next room thinking about what you're eating for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, doctors desensitize themselves, but also some doctors will dummy down your treatment because they are looking for return customers. They have children to put through college. And if you put little Amy through college, then they want you to come back because they got to put Johnny through college too. You know what I'm saying? It's a job and it's a business. And cancer is one of the biggest businesses that there is. You understand? So like when you get that title that you are a cancer patient, you are top of the tier. You can go in there and tell them, give me antibiotics and a side of heroin, and they're going to give it to you just because they want you to keep coming back. Okay? I'm just saying.
She said with the side of heroin.
Yes. You can get you are they don't want you to go because they know that your treatment is going to go on for years and years and years. Even if you're only coming back for once a year, they know that your treatment is going to go and you are going to put their kids through college because now they have a cancer patient in there. You know what I'm saying? So I want one of the things that I want, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you say what you got to say. One of the things that I want patients to know, and it's not only cancer patients, but one of the things that I want patients to know is that the doctors work for you. They tell them to slow down. If they explaining something too fast, slow down. I don't understand it. What do you mean by that? Don't think that you're going to remember everything that they say. When you dealing with something that's as important as your life, write it down, record it, do whatever it has, because they're going to come at you so fast that you're not going to remember all of that stuff.
That's true. So, that is so true.
Yes.
That's so true. So, and then plus we got these smartphones, so you got to make sure that you use them, record everything. That's so when you leave the office and you calm down from your emotions, you can go back and listen to everything.
Yeah, they be a girls on the phone. Girl, listen to what he said, honey. They be recording the dudes on the phone. Yeah. Listen to what he said. He said he loved me. I'm gonna play it again so you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's talking about your health, you better record that too. Okay, it's just as important as what that boy is saying on the phone. Okay, I'm just saying.
I told you. She's comical.
So you have to be out of treatment for 5 years cancer-free in order to be considered in remission.
Okay.
So I didn't know that. So I was out of cancer treatment. I was out of cancer treatment 2 weeks. Like, I'm in remission. They like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Right, no, you're not. No, you're not in remission. You still bald head and you need to go and sit down somewhere. Yeah. But I did reconstruction and all of that stuff. So it was like after I finished with radiation, I had to wait 6 months to get reconstruction surgery. And that's another thing that people should know. If you have breast cancer and you elect to have a mastectomy, if the insurance pays for you to get your breast taken off, they have to pay for them to be put back on. That is a bill that they pass to help women that are going through breast cancer. That if the insurance pays for them to come back on. And let me tell you, before I had breast cancer, I had a B cup. I said, give me the biggest ones y'all got now, okay? Give me the biggest. You got a USB port that you can put in the side of, put that in there too. I want everything that y'all got. Give me the gusto, honey. I wanted everything. Sorry,
so you said, hold on. I didn't have any breasts, but I got some now.
Honey, okay. And listen, my plastic surgeon said when you die, the only thing gonna be standing up in the casket is them boobs that I put on. So they gonna be listen, I'm trying to tell you. I got the biggest, and you gotta do something at that point to make you feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you done went through your ugly duckling stage.
Oh my God.
One of the things that people don't understand is when you're going through breast cancer and you don't have the hair and you don't have your eyelashes, because that was one of the things that I was like, please God, don't let me lose my eyelashes, honey, and my eyebrows. I'm telling you, I used to be I had a little guy that, I had just met him like 2 weeks before I got diagnosed with breast cancer. Okay. So he would be coming over to visit me and check on. I'd be like, call me when you get outside. So when you on your way. So he called me. I'd be done put my wig on. I'd be done tucked me in. I put my eyebrows on. My eyebrows be looking like, huh? So after we had got together, we had been together for a long time. I told him, I said, I got comfortable. So he'd come to the door and I'd go downstairs with not no wig on, no eyelashes drawn on, and none of that stuff. And so he comes, I go to the door. The first time I went to the door, I answered the door, and he's standing there. He was like, "Excuse me, is Toya here?" I'm like, "Okay." It'd be funny. But when you're going through breast cancer, or when you're going through any kind of cancer, and you're going through chemo, and and the chemo strikes you, strips you down to the like how they say, to the metal or to the bare wood. People don't realize that's when you should take all the pictures in the world, because that's when you are at your most beautiful.
Beautiful
because
self. That's true.
Your spirit is what's speaking to everybody.
Yes,
your resilience, the fight in you. And I tell people all the time, my motto is the beauty is in the battle. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was, I didn't want anyone to take pictures of me. That was when I was at my most beautiful point, though. When I was looking what society says was ugly. But
awesome.
Hey.
So, okay. So you hit on something earlier, and you said that the doctor told you that you couldn't have kids if you went through this process. Why is that?
Because my cancer was estrogen positive. So, after it was all over, I was like, okay, I want to have children at that point. I was like, life is too short. I don't want to die by myself. I want to see what I'm going to look like, or what I would make or whatever. So I wanted to have children. So I went to my OBGYN and I'm like, listen, I want to think about having kids. Let's, price some sperm and let's make it happen. Because, I was single at the time. So I'm like, I'm looking through the catalog like, Asian, 6'5". I'm like, she's 6'5", pretty smart. Oh, okay, let me know. I might get a little. Can you shake it up and put a little bit of Dominican and Asian in here? If you can. So I. But when I went to my doctor to see about, doing artificial insemination, she was like, listen. She was like, I can't tell you what to do. She says, but I'm going to tell you my advice. And she said, and this is how I knew that my doctor, and I knew that I had the right doctor, my OBGYN. And I knew that she loved me, because she took my hands and she said, I don't want you to do this. She says, because if you have any cancer cells anywhere in your body, she used these words. If you have a baby, if you get pregnant, your estrogen levels are going to go so high that cancer will ravish your body. She said, please don't do this. So I said, okay. At that point, I'm like, nah, because I would hate to have a baby and then have, have to depend on somebody to raise them after I had them, and that would be selfish of me. And my sister ain't the best mother. No, I'm just kidding. No, my sister is a great mother, but she listen. My sister let my kid be jumping off the walls, and she'd be sitting there watching TV, ain't paying no attention to her. My sister can block it all out. Okay, my kid is shy. Okay, but yeah. Okay,
but. Did you think about adoption? You didn't. Okay,
I got to joke about it, but no. No,
but that's fine, because I can understand, because that's
but
something
what,
that
I'm gonna tell you
they want to go through.
Yeah, one of the things that may help me when I got finished with that process that I had to go through, I made up in my mind I was going to stop existing and I was going to start living.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was like that's how I ended up moving from Detroit, because I said I wanted to stop being in survival mode and I wanted to start living. I wanted to smell every flower. I wanted to taste I wanted to put my feet in all the water from one coast to the next. I wanted to go places and I wanted to tell people my story. I wanted them to know who I was. And before I got diagnosed with breast cancer, I used to be so intimidated by people. I didn't speak up for myself. I my sister used to like, I couldn't have a conversation with someone without busting into tears. My sister used to be like, you better not cry. I'd be like, I couldn't hold it. But that is how, but cancer gave me a voice. It gave me,
that's awesome.
I was fearless. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? I remember what you said earlier is that God gave it to you because he knew that you could go through it, but also he gave it to you to actually push you into your purpose. So you're doing just that, because I get to see the different trips that you take. And I'm going Friday. I got a trip going Friday. I love it.
And look, and I get to see the comedy, just like last week. I think that when you put the video up about getting the braids for the first time, and you was talking about how that had your head itching. Listen, you gave me all the laughter I needed for the whole week talking about that. Listen,
child.
But I definitely say that I am so proud of you, and even just getting to meet you starting at the end of your treatment.
You're breaking up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're breaking up a little bit. Say that one more time.
To get to meet you at the end of your treatment and to see where you were and to who you have become now, it is such an amazing journey. And so I'm thankful that I even got to meet you outside of social media, and even to get to see the beauty that God has blessed you with and that beautiful spirit that you have. So to be in that same circle with you, and then just to hear you joke and to tell all the jokes and be so comedic and to be so full of life, it is such a blessing, because if someone met you for the first time, they would never knew that you have gone through cancer. They would never know that you are a cancer survivor, even though it is your platform, it is your voice, but to just see you, you would never ever know that you are a cancer survivor, and the things that you have come through.
It's so crazy because, like, I go out a lot of times and I have a handicap placard in my car, and I park in the handicap. I feel like I deserve it, and so
it's called VIP.
I park
very
right
important parking.
And so I was just at the grocery store the other day, and this guy comes up to my car and say, "The police circling around, and I don't want them to get you for parking in this handicap spot." I grabbed my placard and I put it up there. Now move away from my window, sir. Listen, I earned my spot, okay? I earned, because listen, I had to fight for this life. You hear me? I shouldn't have to walk. No, they should come out and ask me what I want at every place I go to. I should be able to drive through the grocery store in my car, okay? Because I had to fight for this life. I had to fight. I feel like Oprah Winfrey. All my life I had to fight, honey. Okay. Yes, cancer is no joke, and that's why it makes me mad when I see people that don't take it serious. Yes. I have buried so many people who did not want to fight because they thought that cancer was going to interrupt their lives or their kids. I don't want to put my kids through that. Well, listen, lady, they're going to be burying you, because cancer is no joke. It's no joke.
That is so true.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, when I was going through cancer, I was bald head. Me and my sister get to laugh, and I shake my wig off or something like that, and she'd be like, "Girl," I remember one time I had went over somebody's house, and I had went over there, and I'm called myself gonna spend the night somewhere, and they had roaches. Okay. I grabbed that wig and put it on. It was on sideways. I'm like, "Get my back. Let's go." Like, I'm not about to be up in here with these roaches, okay? I had to shake my God.
So I got two final questions for you. Okay. First, is there any is there any organization that you work with to speak about your cancer?
Well, I just started Sincerely Be Truth Cancer Recovery Retreat. I purchased
awesome.
Yes, it's a nonprofit organization that I just recently received my 501(c) status, and I am working to get that up and running. And I'm learning more about it, like the limitations and the different things that I can do. And the reason that I started my 501(c) is because, as you may remember, I bought 15 acres of land, and my idea is to do almost like a Ronald McDonald House for people that are in cancer treatment. So I want to raise money and help people locally and let it grow and blossom to where I can have a place, because where my land is located is in South Carolina, and it's 2 hours from Atlanta, it's 2 hours from Savannah, it is 2 hours from Myrtle Beach. It's like centrally located. It's a really good location.
City
it's in a city called Wagner, South Carolina.
Wagner.
It's in Aiken County.
Yes,
so
it's very
it's very centrally located, and I want to be able to build there and have like a Ronald McDonald House because there's a lot of major treatment centers in that area. And I want it so people can come there in between their cancer, in between their treatment, and recharge. I want to be able for them to come and be around people where they don't have to worry about putting a hat on or a wig on and going through the superficial things, because this is a judgment-free. We know that what you're going through. We know that your nails are going to turn black. We know that you're tired. You know what I'm saying? I want to have. I had to pitch this to University of South Carolina, and then their law team put my nonprofit together. So at this point,
awesome.
Like I said, I'm just learning about the limitations and the different things that I can do with my nonprofit. And once we get it rolling, honey, I'm planning on being able to let people come there free of charge and just, recharge while they're in the midst of their cancer treatment. And also, my thought is during the day, I want to open it up to children that suffer with autism to be able to come in, and I want to rescue animals, like small farm animals, and allow the children to come in and, like almost like a petting zoo or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, for them. So that's what I'm doing. So stay tuned, and I'm going to have a way for you guys to donate to Sincerely Be Truth Cancer Recovery Retreat. And the reason why I named it that is because it is my love letter to the world. I want it to be here long after I'm gone.
Awesome. Okay, final question. What is the best words of encouragement that you can give to someone that is currently going through their cancer treatment?
Like I tell people all the time, the beauty is in the battle. Like I tell people to document their breast cancer journey, because you are going to win. You are going to win. So you have to document it, and it might not be for you. It might be for the person that's coming after you, to serve as encouragement so they can see how far you have come. I feel as though, like I said, I became the person that I am because of cancer, and it is nothing like living a life of purpose. And I know that the Lord has put purpose on my life, because let me tell you, listen, the things that I felt, the things that I went through, all of that, baby, it got to be for a reason, honey. I've got to be for a reason.
That's right.
Never give up. And once you get through, once you have fought for your life, when somebody talking sideways to you, you tell them, you listen here, you better get out my face, because I done fought for this life. I'll pay that bill when I get it, because I done fought for this life. I'm telling you.
Latoya,
hey, it's different when you fight for it, honey. I'm telling you. You fight is different.
Latoya, look, I knew that this interview would be comical. I knew it would have both sides to it. It have the serious moment, but most of all, it's going to be awesomely comical. But Toya, I want to thank you for being such a beautiful voice, such a beautiful person, such a wonderful friend, and with all your comedic morning lives, don't stop, because you are bringing huge smiles to this world in times that these smiles are dramatically needed. So I just want to thank you for everything that you're doing, and continue the work that God has purposed you to do, and don't stop. Don't let anything get you down, and just remember, even when you got those bad days, is that you can look to your left and you can look to your right and say that my day isn't as bad as theirs. So continue the work. Thank you for watching Sunday Conversations. You just met my girl Toya, and as you see that she is such a comedic voice, but she is such a beautiful person. Ladies, fellas, go and get checked. And just like she said, you do not have to wait until you're 40. You can go and get checked prior to, especially if you have a huge history of cancer in your family. So go get checked. I actually had to go through it myself. Dang, I think this was my first time ever sharing this. I had to go through this myself. Look, I went to 15 different doctors, and when they check us, they give us the 2-finger check, and it is not a great feeling, but it's a great feeling when you know that you get a clean bill of health at the end of it. So definitely go get checked. Until then, hey, come back next week. I will have our final guest. That will be our final cancer survivor, and come back next week for another wonderful story about another cancer survivor. Until then, this is your boy, Minister Ike. I'll see you next week. Peace. Thank you for watching Sunday Conversations. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next week as we continue to bring you relevant content. Remember, God has a purpose and a plan for your life. Live life